Good morning and welcome back to the Haven Financial Group radio show. I'm Larry Kolbig, founder and CEO of the Haven Financial Group, celebrating 10 years this summer. 10 years, Kim. It's been a great 10 years. I just can't believe it's been 10 years where we've been able to help many retirees, many of folks listening, many people that have retired, are looking to retire in a variety of these retirement areas. And, you know, every week we talk about the retirement puzzle pieces. You know, just as today we're talking about healthcare, long-term care, estate planning, wealth management, investments, insurance, annuities, and all these various retirement topics, which can seem very, very overwhelming. Yet at Haven, we try to simplify this process. We take people through a process, and we really want them to understand that we're really a partner in this process. There to lean on when the stock market is rolling all over the place, although we had a couple of really good days this past week, if anybody's noticed. We want to be a partner and give people the attention in all these areas that many people are not getting today. They're paying a lot and getting very little attention, and I find that to be catastrophic. And you should deserve more for what you're paying. And if that's you, come on in and visit with us.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think, today's topic, show topic in and of itself just sort of proves that the folks there at Haven Financial Group care about more than just your financial well-being. They want your entire retirement to be healthy and happy. And certainly that means being financially stable. And in fact, we're going to talk about that in our last segment. But it also means, living a fulfilling life, a healthy life, the life that you have worked so hard all of your life to put together. So we did want to talk a little bit. Larry, I'm sure that you have a lot of people who come in and say, Larry, it's been 6 months now and I've retired, and this isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. And that's less about the money and more about the lifestyle itself.
Oh, it's so true. I mean, it is a transition. It's another chapter of your life. You worked all these years to get to where you're at, and you turn it is a new chapter. And, finding your identity. All those years you went to work, if you're married, your husband went to work or your spouse went to work, and you went different directions. You saw each other on the weekend. And that in itself for couples is a major transition. It's a reason why others, and not just myself and Haven, we recommend maybe retiring at least 30 days difference just because of that. The comments over the years that when a couple retires at the same time, honey, I've seen more of you in the last week than I saw you in the last 6 months, which can be very, very fulfilling and great, and also maybe a little challenging. Now one may be dictating over the other what your schedule looks like, and you haven't had anybody do that because you've gone to work and all your friends and your social aspects have been at work. And now what? Now, how do you fill that time? How do you find your sense of purpose? Which leads itself to, do you have any hobbies? I'll tell you in Minnesota that people that find themselves retiring and making the decision to retire in the fall oftentimes wish they would have waited till the spring.
Right.
Because the fall and the cold and the snow comes, and now what? You're cooped up inside. You don't know what to do. Whereas the springtime, you have an adjustment period. So numerous things that we ran into over the course of the last many, many years that I've been doing this.
What about a part-time job, and how does that affect your retirement?
Yeah, nobody said you couldn't get a part-time job. I mean, I think of numerous clients that are, rangering at the golf course, or the starter at the golf course, or they're mowing grass and they're getting golf perks because of the work they're doing. Or, I just had Ralph in Prior Lake. He retired from Hazeltine, and I saw him at church, and he's retired, but he got a job over the road delivering trucks, and he's enjoying it. He's really enjoying it. So there's nothing that says you can't. Now, it's better that it's an option rather than you have to go back to work, which is why we stress every week of having a plan, a financial plan, a retirement plan. Now, I do want to say, if you are before full retirement age and you are collecting Social Security, you want to make sure that you're mapping out the right plan so that you're not going over the income thresholds and other particular things that may be affected by your income that you may be generating, which is a good thing. You just want to make sure you're doing it in the right way. So again, I mentioned in the last segment, pickleball. we have a lot of clients that want to give back. They work at the nursing home or at the front desk at the hospital, at the clinic.
Sure.
So, volunteering, what a great way to do it. Or maybe continuing education. Education keeps the mind sharp and, just continuing to learn. And, I think of another gentleman, because unfortunately, the many years as I do this, the more we lose clients. Lost a very good client and friend who worked for 3M. He passed at 98. We were at his memorial here last week, and he did Sudoku and all those word puzzles, and he was doing it right up to the end, and his mind was still sharp. So,
Sure.
It's interesting just to see all the various things that you can do. What I do know is there's a common denominator for clients that we've seen and I've seen over the years that they don't adjust well. They don't have any real hobbies, and they sit on the couch in the recliner, and that does not bode well for long term for their life.
Right.
And I've seen it too many times.
Yeah.
So those that are active, those that are social, those that maintain those, the routine checkups and those that are financially sound, that
Right.
have a plan. Let's face it.
Sure.
Planning can create a lot less stress.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows in the people that have the ability, that have a plan and financially have been disciplined, that now they're able to travel. They're able to do the things they want to do, because let's face it, it takes money to be able to do these things or whatever you like to do. Being able to spend quality time with your kids and your family and your friends, that's the balance that retirees continue to look for. For some, it comes easy. For some, it comes very difficult. I remember a flight attendant that we lost to COVID. Just the sweetest lady. I still can't believe she's gone. And COVID took her very early, but she was a flight attendant for 41 years. She took the early package when COVID hit. And I saw her like 6 months after retiring, and she came in and I said, "How do you like retirement?" She goes, "I hate it. I wouldn't have retired hadn't they offered this plan." Unfortunately, she didn't get to stay retired long because COVID took her. But
Right.
again, some people adjust, other people don't adjust. So just know, have a plan, stick to the plan, have somebody accountable, and have a partner, whether it's us or somebody that's really doing a good job, to be able to ask questions, to lean on. Because let's face it, when you put together a retirement plan, a financial plan, all these things that you and I talk about weekly, it's not about just setting it in stone and leaving it, never
Right.
talking about it or touching it again. It's having continued conversations to give you the confidence to know we're in good shape,
Right.
or we're not in good shape, and how do we get in good shape? And I
Sure.
say shape, I could be talking physically, I could be talking financially, emotionally. Emotions plays a big part of health.
Mhm.
And just knowing that you're in a good spot or you've made the proper adjustments. But if you're not having these conversations and don't have a partner, I'm guessing you're not getting that attention that you deserve.
Absolutely. Let me give everyone the number at 612-504-8400. 612-504-8400. That's how you set up an appointment with the folks at Haven Financial Group. Larry, I would imagine too that some people, you talk about, readjusting. Yes, sometimes we have to readjust because our investments need to be in a different place, or maybe, things happen in life but I would imagine some people come in and say, "Larry, I want to readjust because this isn't the lifestyle I'm looking for. And we're going to maybe sell this house, and we're going to move, or we're going to downsize, or we're going to just do some different things because this isn't exactly fulfilling enough for us."
Oh, yeah. We see this all the time. Your kids live in a different area. The grandkids are there. Now,
Sure.
A lot of times retirees move to get closer to the family. That could require selling a house, buying a new house. We get those, do I take out a mortgage? Do I use the equity? Where do I draw the money from? These are ongoing conversations for sure. Or maybe those knees aren't as good anymore, and you got a 2-level house, and
Sure.
now you want to go to a slab or 1-level living. And there's all kinds of these conversations that we have, and we want to have them to make sure that our clients are making the right decisions, or they're making an educated decision, that they're throwing ideas off of us because we've seen these things happen before and they've not seen them happen before. And, chalk a lot up to experience. And we have that here at Haven Financial Group, again, because many of us on the staff have many, many, many years of experience in this field of planning for those retirement years, making the adjustments. And people always think money. Yes, we manage wealth with Charles Schwab and Fidelity, and we've had Kyle on and Greg and all the team, but it's much more in retirement than just money. That's just a piece of the puzzle.
You bet. 612-504-8400. When we come back, we do want to talk about those stable finances and, of course, what they mean for a happy and healthy retirement. This is the Haven Financial Group Radio Show.